in Ontario. Owning an electric bike in Canada is easy. Vehicles are also known as power-assisted bicycles. Lame.
I
And the
thought you were
laws
gonna
are
say it
for
was
them.
illegal.
Oh,
That's a scooter,
also
not a Vespa.
very similar to a traditional bicycle. They require no license plates or insurance to own or operate.
You said scooter. That's not a Vespa.
What the fuck is the difference?
I
Tanner's
am
talking about high-end shit.
very
you know? Like,
glad
he's
that I
talking
decided
like,
to set the recording locally at this point too, because I went to go live on Twitch and I am dropping frames like a motherfucker.
Uh-oh.
So yeah,
Yeah, fuck you, Twitch.
Well, it's not just Twitch. I'm thinking there's just something wrong with OBS for some reason. It just doesn't want me streaming tonight. So I can record, I just can't stream.
We shall endure.
So
somehow, some way.
Oh.
They might not, but we will. All right, we're gonna dive in because it's 32, and I don't want to miss too much of the game time. If you recall, this is where we left off immediately after the battle. You went into the church. I'm going to share the image. For the record, when you first get into a game, if you open the combat tracker and double click on your token, it will bring up whatever map is your token is on.
You don't have to do it from the combat tracker. You can do it directly from your character sheet as well.
Also,
Yeah, the little token with the green circle around it will do it too.
apparently, character sheet works too. But you guys find yourselves right here. This is an area known as Silverstone Hall. It's a building with polished metal sheets attached to the outside. It's stone with symbols of scales and coins and commerce and things of that nature. And as you were approaching it, it did appear that it had been boarded up from the inside. A portcullis style gate had been closed, and you made your way in. And you were attacked by 3 acolytes and what appeared to be a very nicely dressed priest who was likely a high-ranking priest, if not the head priest. So that is where we're picking up the game. If you guys have anything you want to go over, you're more than welcome to do that. But for now, we're picking up the game.
Cool.
So I'll start the music and you guys can pick up at the end of the battle.
Cash is going to begin looting the corpses.
Yeah, Kazu is just gonna stand there. He looks kind of distracted and troubled. He's not really looking at anything in particular. He just looks really deep in thought.
Mars will be checking out the altar.
At
least that's what I'm assuming that is.
Take a look. That is a rug in front of an altar, but
Cool, stand on the rug.
Alright, do you
Rug
need
eats
help
him.
with the loot? Take that as no. What were you saying, Australia?
Oh, I was just saying he steps on the rug and the rug eats him.
It's a mimic rug.
I
Mimic everything.
I doubt that's in here level 1. Like, come on. That would be so mean.
So the altar has a great number of coins kind of strewn upon it. Some of them are wooden painted. There are scales. Pretty heavy influence on commerce and trade. And there is a statue or two of a female and a deity. And you catch a couple different places the name Joaquin. And without any check, it comes up pretty quickly. That is a goddess of trade and commerce.
Makes sense. For a logging town.
what was the unidentified item that I think was on the priest?
It's on his character sheet, or it's on the party sheet. I'm not sure what it is. It's still unidentified.
Does
Uh-huh.
anyone have the means of identifying this? Like, what? Can we at least tell what it looks like, if not knowing what it is exactly?
You can. It reads as a. It's his morning star. It's a very nicely made morning star. It doesn't show any damage, cracks, scrapes, no, scuffs, anything from battle. It is wrapped in leather, and the metal is shiny silver.
During all of this, Estrella is watching on Mars, but Hazel anyways, very carefully.
Yeah, I guess everyone would just know him still as Hazel. He hasn't said his name.
Yeah, yeah.
Hazel 2.0.
Just intently watching, like, mannerisms, like what's happening.
Gonna shoot the statue.
You do what now?
I'm hitting the statue with a frostbite. Or an acid splash. Acid splash.
Alright, the statue of Joaquin is now cold and slightly
Frostbitten.
defaced, I guess.
Defaced.
Did you say there were gold coins on the altar?
Yes, but they're wooden.
None of them are real.
They're painted, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna
total-
investigate the altar for anything suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Be
suspicious.
suspicious.
Just be delicious. So looking around the altar, and there is nothing of note that is of value per se, but in terms of hidden, tucked underneath the altar, underneath the cloth, is a bag of coins. It's a fairly hefty size bag too.
Pull out the bag and open it up. Actual coins.
It is the actual coins: 214 gold, 129 silver, and 93 copper.
Very nice.
What'd you say?
I said very nice. Cash will take one out real quick and just kind of bite on it and toss it back in the bag. Found us some gold.
I don't know what the perception was for.
Oh, that was for to see if Mars knew that Estrella was watching him. And he doesn't care. So then I will look at this desk. I don't find anything.
You do not. The majority of the rest of the temple seems to be dedicated to just mundane affairs. Doesn't seem to see a lot going on there.
I destroy it with acid splash.
You would, you know.
Gotta do what
Seriously?
Oh, damn it!
No, it's not. It was
Okay.
It
Ah!
was me. It was me clicking something.
Oh no.
I don't know why it's stuck. There we go. Sorry about that.
All right, no worries.
So, what did you hit with acid splash?
Oh, I destroyed the papers and anything on the desk. In that other room. And the two statues.
Well, I mean,
Got it.
You didn't destroy stone statues. You frostbit them and shocked them a little.
Shocked them and put acid splash on them. Probably didn't do anything. Yeah, because they're stone. That makes sense.
What? Why are you being so destructive?
Doesn't even acknowledge you. Just continues on.
Kazu kind of breaks out of his reverie to timidly ask, "You could have destroyed something important. Maybe you should be more careful."
Nothing here is important.
Everything here could be important.
I have
And
deemed it
finding
not
out-
to be.
Well, your deeming doesn't count for shit.
Counts for everything.
Well, you know what? I don't really care what you think.
That's fine.
And he's gonna go over to check this spot out. I'm looking for my oh, here it is. Come on.
So the papers on the desk have some acid damage, but nothing that renders them unreadable or undetectable. It's just kind of a splash. More like drops of acid ate through a couple places, but it doesn't render things unreadable.
Ash is going to see if she can find anything could help point what's going on here or anything else.
You look through everything.
Yeah.
You did not find anything of note that gives you anything, any hints. What is this? So that door is unlocked.
Okay, so I can go in?
Yeah, you could open the door.
I made a perception. Is
Correct.
there
No
any-
traps that you can detect.
Okay. Just gonna go in and look at what's over here.
So inside of this room, it looks like a number of beds and some cabinets, but one of the things that catches your eye when you move inside are 3 people who are bound and gagged, laying on the cots to the north. They don't seem to be screaming or struggling or anything like that, as much as they are resigned. They seem to just be laying there trying to be comfortable.
I would like to ungag one of them.
Okay.
Hey, are you okay? Oh, what happened?
So, of them, there are one female and 2 males. And once you gag one of them, the first one's in a shockingly, from your experience so far, coherent voice says, "You should be careful of the priests. They seem to have turned."
Yeah, we kind of noticed that.
I don't
I would
think
like
it would
to-
be a problem.
What?
You don't think that they're going to be a problem anymore?
Yeah, I would like to unbind them now. Try unbinding them now.
It's pretty easy to unbind them. 2 of them look like woodcutters. One of them looks like maybe a farmer or a style of farmer. And none of them are showing any signs of insanity that you've seen so far.
So these guys seem to be unaffected by the sickness, from what I can see. So how did you guys... Sorry.
Keep going, keep going.
How did you guys... How did this all happen? Do you know any... Do you know how these priests got sick? Do you know anything about this sickness?
The female, farmer-esque looking woman tells you that a sickness spread through the town. We don't know how it spread. Some of us were spared. The priests here in Silverstone Hall began rounding up anyone they thought was unaffected and began holding us. The head priest Hagram has lost his ability to channel his magic from his goddess. He said they rounded us up and were executing us one by one, hanging those from the oak tree to allow us to restore his connection with his goddess. He seemed to think that Joaquin would respond to sacrifices, and he was only sacrificing those of us who had not shown infection.
Gosh, that's horrible.
Do you know how the infection was spreading or just kind of happened? Any information would be, I don't know, helpful, I guess.
She shakes her head. All three of them do and say, "We don't know. It just took hold, and the best we could do was hunker down and avoid the consequences."
Gosh, yes, the entire town is empty. We have a farmhouse right now full. That would probably be a good place for you guys to group up.
They immediately look at all of you and say, "Thank you. Thank you. We didn't think we would make it out of here except take a trip to the Great White Oak."
Is that where they've been putting you?
That's
After?
it's where they've been hanging the immune, or those of us who didn't fall victim to the infections.
They said anything like weird or just out of the ordinary? Something about somebody that you don't really know? Anything might help.
Them seem to think for a minute and shake their head.
Okay.
I apologize, but we don't have the information.
No. Well, don't worry. We'll find out what's going on eventually. We'll put a stop to this. Somehow.
The three people ask for directions to the safe house you guys mentioned.
We'll just give directions to that farmhouse.
Duly noted. Press.
I say I'll escort them. I'm not really of much use of anything else at this point.
Noted.
If one of us is escorting, we should all probably escort. We should
Yes.
split up.
Yes, safety in numbers.
Not as wise.
So, you guys are departing the Silverstone Hall to escort them?
Mhm.
Are you coming back? I'm asking so I know whether to close the map.
I mean, we should probably just finish checking this place out before we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was cabinets, I think.
Those are full of the acolytes' clothing and things of that nature.
Oh.
Anything armor oriented?
No, not the acolytes were just wearing robes and carrying wooden clubs. The high priest Hagrim was pretty much the only one wearing any type of armor, carrying any real combat gear.
So
Let me know.
we're what?
You said you guys wanted to finish searching.
Yes.
Where do you want to search?
Perhaps those of you who are good at searching just check that back room more closely. I think we only did a quick look, right? And then check the boards and whatnot. Check around, see what you guys can find. I really don't know what I'm talking about, but you guys, some of you look like you're pretty sly.
I found nothing of import.
Well, you could have missed something.
Impossible.
Okay, I'm. Do I find?
You do not find anything of note. You some papers with some acid droplets on them. Pretty sizable acid burn mark on the plain wood that splattered, and belongings for the high priest of the temple. Nothing of note, just vestments and clothes, things of that nature. Roll a perception or investigation, Estrella. There are no
man.
squeaky boards.
Well, is there anything written like around the acid drops?
Most of the papers are still intact or mostly intact. There's nothing mentioning the infection that you can detect. Nothing of any interest. It seems to be pretty mundane. Trade management, some ledgers, things to do with running of the temple and the temple's role in the town. Nothing to do with the actual infection or the crisis. They seem to be predating anything going wrong in town.
Just, I'm gonna say this to our three new friends, just to confirm: is that man over there the one who was the priest you spoke of? And I'll point to the guy who was the priest with the Morning Star.
Yes, they say that he was High Priest Hagrim. He was a follower of Joaquin.
I think we should do two things before we leave. I think one of you, perhaps I'll look over at Hazel. Perhaps Techno, you can do some type of way of telling what that Morning Star does. I'm wondering if it's related to all of this. And perhaps another one of you could check out these bodies and see if we can find some type of connection. They didn't seem as crazed as the others, though surely they were mad.
They were in the way. That's all that matters.
And we ended their suffering. I agree. We did what we needed to. But it's not all what that matters. It'd be good to find more from this. Meaning, if you will.
I guess I could cast Detect Poison and Disease again. It didn't really work the last time, so I'm worried that my abilities just aren't cut out for this.
You're quite powerful, I believe. Why didn't it work?
Perhaps there was just no poison or disease.
So Techno goes ahead and he takes the mace, but he makes sure to grasp it in like a cloth around his hand, just in case the things. The Morning Star.
Loot.
Yeah, he basically
already...
takes he takes the Morning Star in his hand, but he makes sure to wrap his hand around like a cloth first before he grasps it, just in case the thing is like cursed or something, and he just examines it. Unfortunately, I don't have identify on, so I wish I had taken the identify spell, but I don't have that, so I can't really do much of anything at this point.
Oh,
So I say I can kind of curl it in my arm, kind of swing it around a little bit, tap it against a couple of surfaces, see if anything like blasts out or anything, if he's able to cast any magic spells with it. But
It does not.
okay. Yeah, after about 5 minutes or so, I just kind of turn to the rest of the party and says, "Well, from all I could tell, is that this just seems to be a plain old morning star."
That was my fault. I accidentally applied a short rest. I was trying to remove a feature, but disregard that.
I'll hold on to it and study it further if you want me to try to see if I can't identify anything further on later on down the line.
Well, if you think you'd make use of it in battle, go for it. But if it doesn't appear to be cursed, at the least, I mean, you seem fine. Perhaps
Well,
Nalka or I should take it and to use. It appeared to be a formidable weapon.
I say I'm not speaking in tongues and I'm not on fire, so I can only assume it's not cursed. And I'll just hand it off over to you. So,
Nalka, what do you think?
Whatever works. I have my glaive here. I don't really need another weapon.
And I have my warhammer, but do you think this could best either of our weapons?
They shrug. Looks short.
Oh, you like the length of your weapon, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, then I'll take the Morning Star and I'll make use of it. But please, if you all notice me acting, well, like Hazel, just kill me.
Will do.
I say I have not the strength to be able to use this effectively, so
Hazel, without being any more rude to you, you do know you're acting quite unusual, yes?
Who is this Hazel you speak of?
you're Hazel.
No, my name is Mars.
How strange.
Hazel, or Mars, whatever you prefer. Do you conceive the fact that people here have gone mad and lost themselves?
What is madness but humanity itself?
Do you consent to the fact that if you harm any of us, I will kill you?
I will not harm any of you who do not wish harm upon me.
Tis fair, tis fair. Okay, you are acting unusual, whether you know it to be true or not. And the fact that there is some type of mind-altering affliction to these people worries me to see you acting not unlike them.
I act the way I wish, and no one controls my mind.
Okay.
Okay then. If anyone has anything else, we'll stay, but otherwise, let's go.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else here. I mean, we've checked it pretty thoroughly.
Nothing strange within the priest.
Besides your hand.
Alright, try to keep character.
Is Estrella? I know I'm trying to read text. Is Estrella like actively ritually casting right now?
Yep.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that'd probably take the amount of time that Mars would take to gut the priest.
Fish around.
Yeah, fish around inside the priest.
In that time, can I attempt to attune to the? How long does it take to attune to a magical weapon?
An hour, if it's
Alright.
attunement required.
So I won't do that now. Okay.
See, I do have this greed ability. Let's see, what does it do? I gain a +2 bonus appraise check to determine. Oh, it's the price. Never mind. That's not helpful.
Not right now, anyway.
No. So, shall we be off?
Well, if it's been 10 minutes, we'll see what Estrella's spell does.
Oh.
Let's say, yeah, the Morning Star might be poisoned, among other things.
I'll hold it in her direction. Estrella's, I mean.
I'll just like scan the bodies. No. Nothing.
You try.
It's not that I think the spell's not working. I think maybe there's not poison or disease, so I think we have to rule that out. It's got to be something else.
Hey, sometimes the lack of a result is a result in and of itself. So
I mean, it could be that, there's a god or a demon with some type of power possessing these people. It could be so many other things. I don't have the abilities to find that out yet.
Well, we'll find out what it is eventually.
Having gone through the whole temple, you guys were saying you were heading back to the farmhouse to drop off these people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you
Before
dropping
we
them
leave,
off? Go ahead.
Before we leave, Cash is gonna put a gold piece on the statue of Joaquin.
Got it. 1 second, please. Which statue?
The one to the right, looking.
Bottom right.
How do you do an action in the chat?
/action.
Oh,
So
okay.
Or emote.
Or yeah.
Okay,
So-
thank you.
Are the lesser beings done squabbling? Can we move on?
Oh, sure. I do have a question for you though, Mars. Is Hazel there? In there?
I don't know of who you speak of.
See, I feel as if you're not being truthful with us. Hazel, if you can hear me, we're gonna get you help. I promise.
Are you done chattering?
No, if you want, I can keep talking. Do you want to learn anything about the stars?
I'd rather not.
That's a shame. The stars tell
would.
a lot. Oh, I could definitely tell you about the stars. The stars tell a
Yay!
lot about a person.
Really?
You can see a lot from the stars. It tells you all about the stories and where the life was taking you and your path in life, what's gonna happen.
Kazu is mind blown. I never knew that. I thought they were just sparkly dots in the sky.
Oh, there's so much more than that.
Don't laugh, but when I was small, I would actually give names to the stars. The smaller ones had names ending in junior because I ran out of names.
Actually, that's great. That's a great idea. The stars do all have names, though. You just might not know them all.
Yeah, that's true. There's always new stuff to learn. Learning is fun.
Yes. There is sometimes a downside to it. Lots of responsibility, but I mean, it's mostly fun.
Yes, it is.
And then you'd risk learning the things man was never meant to know.
Yep, that is one downside, too.
Yep. Yeah, Mars just starts walking away.
Give me 2 seconds here.
Wait, come back. We're supposed to stick together.
Let's go.
All right, so everybody heads back. I'm gonna go ahead and close the map. You guys make your way back to the happy place farmhouse and drop these people off. I got the other map right here. Are you guys just walking back and then returning back over here to continue exploring? Are you that way? We don't need to recenter the map or anything.
I want to say we've pretty much thoroughly explored everything that this map has to offer. So I wouldn't believe we would be coming back there. But I can't
I meant
speak for
this
the
side
party.
of town,
Oh, yeah.
not this specific building, but valid point.
How long has it been since I cast my spell?
No, by the time you get back to the farmhouse, it's gone.
But okay, so as we pass the tree, I don't see anything.
You do not, except some bodies hanging.
Well, I just meant like in the sense of like poison and disease, but nothing, eh?
Not a thing.
All right, just ruling it all out.
So you drop them off at the house. Now what?
Are there any more places we haven't explored yet?
Many.
Okay.
There was that manor house and orphanage on that map we found.
So there was a manor house, there was an orphanage, the town inn was right here, and you haven't taken any of the side roads or messed with any of the, you haven't you've actually been very pointed. You went directly to the sheriff's office, to the burned down temple, and then to Silverstone Hall. You didn't really do a whole lot of wandering around town. You guys decided the temples were what you were doing, and you kind of just went directly there. So there may be other stuff. There may be lots of not other stuff, but there's lots of other places you haven't been.
Say we search down this way.
I mean, if you wouldn't mind, I'd really appreciate going to the orphanage. I mean, if there's children involved, I don't know. I just feel like maybe we should check on them, just in case.
Uh-huh.
Yep, indeed. Um, Along the way, perhaps we could stop at that tree one more time. The big one, of course. And, any of you good at climbing?
Oh goodness, no.
I am okay.
I could
Ah,
try.
pants at climbing even at the best of times. But I could
So
try.
the orphanage. So you guys have been wandering around town a little bit, probably about 3 hours before dark, and the orphanage is about at least an hour to 2 hours walk. So if you reach there, you're going to be staying there or coming back at night.
I say we finish searching, finish the town, finish what we
Maybe.
can in the town, rest for the evening, and then do the orphanage in the morning.
So the orphanage would be 4 miles, and I'll have to pull up. It might actually take longer than that. Let me pull up the travel distance, but his point about searching the town is up
It's not
for
a bad
discussion.
idea. Do you want me to climb this tree?
Yes, I think someone did.
Naka starts
Oh.
climbing the tree.
Okay.
So it's about an hour, hour and a half. And so you're climbing the large tree in the middle. So there are a number of bodies hanging from it. And where's the rest of the party going? Like, are you looking out over the tree? Or are you guys heading down that purple area to explore down that road?
I would be at the base of the tree, keeping an eye on Nalka.
Okay. What are you doing in the tree?
Well, we'll get up to a fairly high point and take a look around town, I suppose.
Okay.
Nothing is in the tree, I'm assuming, aside from the bodies.
Aside from the bodies, no.
Alright, I'll give perception. Nice.
So, taking a look down, you can see obviously the areas that are burned or torn down or damaged here, and here. Further down that road that Kashut was wanting to go down, you see a large lumber mill. All the way at the end of the road, it looks to be a area where the trees felled are brought to and processed. There also appears to be a number of farmhouses, one on the river's edge. The other direction, you have a large boathouse up this way, and then way up, you can see up in the crook of the forest, you have a lone house. I mean, it's quite a distance from the rest of town, not like it, maybe 10-15 minute walk, but still good distance. The only other thing that kind of draws your attention is this house, other than, as I said, the only 2-story building in town is the tavern right here, down here. But you have this house kind of draws your attention because it is an unusual looking building because it has a massive display window. Like, most of these buildings are stone, field stone, not work stone. But this actually has in the entire front of the building facing the tree is almost what's the word for those large windows?
Display windows?
Bay window, is that what the word?
Bay windows.
window?
Yeah.
So it's a massive bay window, and it's shattered outward, so all the glass is laying on the ground towards the road. So that is kind of stands out a little bit because glass isn't super common in these areas, and definitely glass that size.
Yeah.
And that's what you see around town.
And nobody, like, moving around or something at any of these?
There's
Like,
no
no
movement
real
that you can
activity?
see.
Okay.
Not that you can see, no.
Yeah, they climb back down.
Okay.
There's a lumber mill down the road. A house on the very edge of the forest. And and some sort of store that was broken into.
Huh.
Cash will perk up at the mention of lumber mill.
It's down the path that you wanted to go down. I didn't see anyone moving.
And you found nothing of interest in the tree?
There's a lot of bodies up there.
True. Just not only is it literally in the center of this disaster, but the fact that the priests, in their affliction, thought it was beneficial. It could just be madness. Could be something to it. I say not now, but if we leave here without an answer, we burn the tree.
It is a pretty big tree. Maybe it's their god god.
Perhaps we just maybe cut the bodies down and bury them properly. I don't know if we need to do anything to the tree, considering I didn't detect anything going on with it.
Yeah, the dead should have a proper burial.
Absolutely, and the tree should not be harmed.
I
You
see no
guys-
problem with assuaging your suffering by burying these bodies, but if the tree is causing this curse, then we should destroy it.
I
We
mean,
don't know what is causing the curse.
and I'm sorry, but again, my spell never caught any poison or disease in the tree, so I'm not thinking that it's the tree. Unless it's absolutely necessary, I really don't want to kill it.
And if we find
It is a very pretty tree.
another reason, if we find another cause, yeah, we will not touch the tree. But am I wrong in thinking that the only thing that seems out of place here, aside from the way the people are acting, is this large, unique tree from which they've been hanging people who are not afflicted by the curse? Does it not seem to be the only clue to something being off here?
I guess you're onto something.
Hold up.
Mortals
Like,
hang other
completely
mortals all
coincidental.
the time.
Just
When
because it's a tree that's been here for thousands of years doesn't mean that it's the cause of any of the suffering. It
There-
looks like the town was just built up around this tree as a symbol of hope and growth, and now it's being used as a means of something else. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's the tree's fault.
Doesn't mean it's not.
But I would still like to wait until we have proof that it is.
I did not say otherwise.
Just making sure that we're on the same page.
All right. So, what is the direction we are heading?
I think Kashut is right. We check the rest of town first. Perhaps the inn? Or Alka, if you think the store you saw broken into is of interest, we could check that first.
The shoot was wanting to head down this path to the lumber mill.
Broken
can
out
work-
of, more like.
We're closer to the store. We could do the store, then the inn, then the lumber mill.
That makes sense to me.
I say we check out the store, if only because it's closer.
My reasoning as well.
We'll work our way over.
Let's proceed. Let's go.
You guys make your way to the store. As you get closer, you notice this well-kept fieldstone building has a sign hanging over the door that just reads Yenser's, Yenser apostrophe S. The large display window you saw dominates the front of the building and is smashed with shards strewn everywhere. Obviously, you can see inside of the building, and the darkened store looks like it's just been destroyed. Shelves have been knocked down from the walls. Tables have been flipped over, broken. Various wares are lying everywhere. The wares are like common tools for farming, dry goods, food, supplies, clothing. There are a couple weapons and little pieces of leather armor that suggest there's probably a full suit in the mix somewhere. But that's what you can see from the road.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit for me. What did you say was in there?
A lot of destroyed furniture, stuff of that nature, shelves that are just knocked all kilter, and it looks like they mostly sell dry goods and farming tools.
I don't see anybody on the inside.
Not from here. At this point, I'm assuming you guys are kind of on the road a few feet back.
Just try not to stand in the glass.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys aren't just walking right up. To the left of the window is a door that enters. The door is closed.
I'll go up to the door and search it, one to see if it's locked without opening it, and two to see if it's trapped.
What was your investigation check?
I was
for
checking
techno?
around the glass to see like what could have possibly smashed it.
Give me an insight check.
Insight check. Okay.
If it's low enough to the ground, Estrella will like lean up to it and then like try and hop over the ledge to get inside.
Okay. Give me a couple seconds.
My reasoning is that like I'm just if someone was robbing a building, you would expect the glass to be blown inside the building, not out to the street. So
Estrella, you said you jumped inside the window.
Yeah.
All right. So, couple seconds. Get you guys a map.
Cashews gonna raise up her hand towards the party, and like put a finger to her lip, motioning for quiet.
Out. So I'm gonna get everybody is. Oh, all right. So I'm getting everybody on the map. You're probably auto locked. I can't stop that from happening. Estrella and Kashoot and Techno. You guys leave your characters where you're at. I didn't know where anybody else was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
My
Yeah.
character will be right in
Kazu.
front of the door.
Yes. So I think I got everybody. 1, 2, 3. I didn't want to drag them. I didn't want to drag them in a haphazard fashion, so I wanted to place them specifically. So if you want to move your character, and you're not one of the three I mentioned, you four can move your character.
Yep, Kazu will jump in and flap his wings as he does so. Whoop.
Okay. So as he's going in, where is it? Arthanis, are you wanting to stay outside? Like this is when Astray is jumping in and Kazu's going in and Kashoot's telling everybody not to go in. Where are you going to wait or go in?
If others are going in and Gashoot's telling us not to, I would have to go in.
Okay.
Is there light inside?
No.
Or is it dark?
It's dark.
I will cast the light spell on this new morning star, and I would enter.
You are not going to be able to do that before I have you roll initiative, which I'm having everyone do now.
Uh-oh.
So then, instead of moving in, could I cast the light spell or no?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because he wouldn't enter without the light.
Guys, let your sneaky people search things. That was out of character.
Why would I let somebody else tell me what to do?
Okay, but
No,
like
I'm
if
just
you
kidding.
get an axe to your forehead.
Hey, you don't have to explain this shit to Hazel. Hazel's all for it. It's fucking Mars.
What color is your light, Estra?
Arthanis.
Arthanis.
The sun,
Yellow.
like as natural to sunlight as possible.
There we go. All right. So as you jump in, Techno was kind enough to move forward before Kashoot was able to get her checks off because Techno's roll came before Kashoot's, giving the goblins the upper hand. They will be getting a surprise round. They knew you were coming, courtesy of investigation without a stealth check. So we get to do that right here.
Okay, doke.
Every DM likes lack of stealth checks.
To be fair, even if I had rolled stealth, I probably would have failed anyway, so doesn't matter. I only have a +2 to dexterity, and I've got disadvantage on checks anyhow, so.
Estrella, a goblin, comes charging out, and I know we have some. Oh, I don't have the picture. I want a picture of a goblin I'm going to share real quick. So, do I have it? No. Okay, I'll get one later. All right. I don't want to slow the game down. The goblin comes charging out with the scimitar. Ignore the picture there. For the record, that big update, I now know what it was. If anybody doesn't know what it was, Fantasy Grounds updated to 4.4, which now has enabled. What's the word? I had animated maps and animated tokens.
Ooh.
Dang.
Ooh, that's cool.
I got a 45-minute video. I'm 20 minutes through, so I'll get back to you.
Very cool, very cool.
All right. The goblin comes up, swinging that scimitar at Estrella as she hops through the window and scores a solid hit right as your feet touch the ground. He gets a cross slash right across your leg, leaving a deep gash on your thigh. And so that was a move there. He then takes a 5-foot step back using his bonus action to disengage.
Oh man.
This goblin moves 15 feet up with its scimitar and also lets that slash out at Estrella. She hits the ground. These two goblins are running forward, drop her, and then moves here.
You just hear her go,
Oh,
and then
no.
dead silence.
Help! She'd have cast Thunderwave if there'd been parties nearby.
Oh man,
Only when she's surrounded by allies.
be alone.
So, surprise round. Here's what a surprise round gets you. If it's your first turn in combat, essentially you become unsurprised. So, if that goblin who disengaged had moved back without disengaging, Estrella still wouldn't have got an attack of opportunity because she is surprised. While you are surprised, you don't get any action or reaction. When it's your turn, you don't get to take an action in a surprise round if you're the surprised party, but after your turn, you can take reactions. So that matters for spellcasters, especially. Estrella, you have a death saving throw. Nauka, you are no longer surprised.
Woohoo!
This goblin moves forward to here, and then a 10-foot to there. Pulls out a short bow, knocks a black feathered goblin arrow, and kicks an arrow loose downrange at Kazu, and
Ow.
embeds an arrow right into the wing joint of your wing. This goblin moves 10 feet here, knocks an arrow with a short bow, and fires. Misses. That arrow goes flying and beds into the wall behind you, but doesn't do anything else. And last but not least, this goblin rushes forward, seeming to be the more aggressive of the lot, and brings that scimitar into bear and slashes, dropping Kazu as well to the ground.
Uh-oh.
Round 2 starts, and this goblin moves here, and here, and that is all. This goblin moves here and here on the other side of Estrella, and that is all. Estrella, you are 1-1. Nauka, it is now your turn with an action. These goblins have taken defensive positions around the body of Estrella.
Okay. Nalka will first, I think, rage. Just 1 second. There we go. And then, from where they're standing, just stab this goblin with their glaive. Or try to. And then hop
he's
over the
pissed.
wall to where his body is.
He is pissed as he goes down. His ready to action fails. Yeah, damn it.
Reach weapons, baby!
I love Glaives. I love Glaives.
Do you really love Glaives, or are you just
I-
saying that?
I love Glaives.
I think he really loves Glaives.
He might really love Glaives.
I misheard that. I thought he said he loves Glaives.
420.
I thought it was maize.
Ah, like the corn. Yes.
Like the corn.
This goblin moves here with Nauka, and on the move, switches to his scimitar, dropping his bow, and standing with his goblin-toed foot on Estrella's chest, he attacks. This goblin no longer drops its short bow, drawing its scimitar. I think technically, yeah, that's still, and takes a slash at that covered warrior with the glaive, and it's getting mighty bloody up in here.
Is it a action to open a door?
It's a free action, but it's the only free action you get. You can't also draw or put away a weapon.
Fair. Okay. I will open the door.
It should be able to be opened if it.
Yep, I
It's not.
opened it.
Okay, I didn't know if I had accidentally locked it.
No, I see it. Alright, can I squeeze through him?
Yes, but it takes double movement, so the square costs 10.
What about squeezing around to the south?
You can, but
Alright,
again,
so I can go right
it
there.
costs 10. You can.
That's fine.
So that's
Alright.
20 foot, but it doesn't really matter.
Alright. She will take a swing at the Goblin 14.
At advantage.
Yeah. What am I doing? Here we are. Oh, why do I keep getting that? It's weird. Let me.
But send me a picture of if it's giving you an error, please. 'Cause
Okay, I will. Does it matter if I pick it up and drop it, or if I control click to target?
Go ahead and roll the attack.
Yeah,
Just
I am.
randomly. I will investigate. Now that I have a screenshot, it'll help. Let me drop this out of the way though, because that actually goes over my fantasy grounds. It's a miss, unfortunately.
Of course it is. All right. Well, that's all I can do. Yeah, but at least there's another target.
And you get advantage to everybody else.
Woo!
Yay. I'm not dead.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Kashoot. I think that your error log is not scrolled all the way down. Like the errors I'm getting, or the stuff I'm getting is from like 922, 923.
Oh, I see. Okay, hang on.
Sorry about that.
Nope, you're fine. I just re-rolled again to get you the.
Oh, my HP says 9.
Yes, you are down. The goblin cut you, so I think this is the first time you've been down, so let me go over that a
Yeah.
little bit real quick. So when you drop to 0 hit points, which is your wounds equal your max, 9 and 9 is 0. That's how they count. It's wonky. You go
Okay.
down, you fall to the ground, you're unconscious and prone laying on the ground. And what happens is when it's your turn, it will automatically roll a death saving throw, and death saving throws is it 1 through 9?
I believe so.
Yeah, for a failure. Anything
Yeah.
10 or above is a success.
So if you roll a 1 through 9, you get a failure. 10 and above, as she said, is a success. You rolled a 10. If you look on your character sheet, Kazu, at the very bottom, it says death saves. You'll see a check mark under S.
Yeah.
If you get 3 S's, you stabilize and stop bleeding out, and you just stay unconscious. If you get 3 failures, your character dies. So essentially what's going on is you've been hit by 2 arrows and you're on the ground bleeding to death.
Also, if you roll
if your body's attempting to naturally stop the bleeding, 3 saves you stabilize, 3 failures you die. The 2 exceptions are if you roll a natural 1, which you don't have to roll this, it's automatic. Counts as 2 failures. But if you roll a natural 20, it counts as automatic 3 successes, and you gain 1 hit point, and you come back up.
Okay, so there's nothing I can do this turn.
No.
Correct, but it's a lot of information to throw at you, but it's essentially how it works when you are down and out.
Okay. Kick their butt, Arthanus.
I shall.
But he's got a warhammer. He's bright though.
Yes, indeed. I'll move up to there.
15 foot. Not that it matters, but it's 15 foot.
Indubitably.
Climbing into the window. And unfortunately, Estrella is not a threat at the moment. She is not granting flanking.
Understood.
No offense, Estrella.
Oh, man.
I didn't need it.
Very nice.
Hot dog. Where's the clapping?
Oh, no.
Clap, 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 clap.
Yeah, I didn't hear the clap.
I might have to. It might be disabled because they have a new sound set button I haven't played with. There you go.
Hey.
Well deserved.
So entering in, the morning star is hanging from my belt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not using that just yet, so I use my trusty warhammer and just bash that that goblin in the back of the head, and then I will stride forwards towards the next goblin, and simply say, "Your suffering ends next."
Mars will address the party once again. So weak. How you all have survived for so long, I do not know. We'll cast Ray of Frost at this one goblin.
I mean, at least. I mean, if you're gonna talk shit, you better back it up.
Oh, he does. But that's all he can do for now. He's not gonna move.
All right, this goblin is looking around and it doesn't know what to do. It's blocked in, and so it just starts swinging wildly at. I want to say Arthanis, or Artanis, so I keep having to stop myself. Swings wildly at Arthanis and manages to slide a cut in. That was not right. I'll fix that. Don't worry about that. It was supposed to.
Uh,
It was on the wrong person. I'll fix that on your character sheet.
Instant death.
Instant death.
Poor loser boy didn't.
First party kill.
I fixed your character sheet, and I'll fix your token real quick. Prone, unconscious. There we go. All right, and the goblin manages to score a hit on Arthanis. And Techno. That's a full 30-foot movement, just so you know.
Yep, he just sees Kazu goes down and just immediately just like runs across the glass and just action vaults over the thing over here.
Mm-hmm.
And following Arthanis' lead, he's like, yeah, your suffering doesn't end today. He's just going to raise his hand, curl it into a fist, and just punch Kazu in the back of the head with the Cure Wounds.
So we've established whose suffering is and is not ending. These are important things to know.
Oh, I'm alive. Thank you, friend.
So,
I'd
you
like
alright?
to Hug Techno.
Yeah.
Hug Techno.
Yeah, he'll hug him back. So. Yeah. That does it for me.
Straya coming in with a failure.
Oh.
You get 3, so
Yeah.
you're sitting at
Unfortunately-
1 and 2.
Unfortunately, that was my last first level spell, so I can't really go over and try to help her either. Oh, that's a problem.
Oh, hold on 1 second, Tony. I got a fresh error message.
Wait,
Shoot it
I
to
could
me if you don't mind. I'm
probably-
going to be posting it in the tech support. It's probably an error on my part, but
Sure.
I've gone through. This campaign was pre-converted, and so I've gone through and replaced the G's with actual goblin tokens, but they're from the book, so I don't imagine what happened there. I'll figure it out. That's a hit though.
Woo. All right, give me 1 second.
I need to move my
Where'd my
No.
character sheet go?
I need to move the combat tracker up by the chat box. That's what I need to do. Or do I need to move the chat box up by the combat tracker?
All right.
How did you get that to apply? I mean, I'm
I
kidding.
have no idea.
Okay.
I honestly have no idea.
It's got to be a setting I have. It's not a huge deal.
Yeah,
I just need to figure it out. All right.
I mean, the damage button works. It's just the roll button doesn't work. At least for me, anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah, now
Important
just
to
go
know. Thank you.
with a flick of the glaive and then move on to the next goblin.
Fuck you,
Okay.
Gavin.
I ain't got no time for these goblins.
Cash will move forward and then attempt to pierce the goblin. Am I flanking?
Yes, I'd say so.
Okay.
Goblin's like, yeah.
Tony, I'm
Three-way
sending you
flank.
the logs as a zip file and also as an image. I don't know which one will be easier to utilize.
Probably the image, but I'll take the log too in case they ask for it. There's the people who write and code Fantasy Grounds actually are in the help channel of the Discord, so it's super helpful.
That is super helpful.
So when you ask a question, they're not just like random people like, I don't know.
She will walk up to the goblin and reach around and thrust her rapier through the back of his neck.
Well, there you go. And a dead goblin it is. Wait, hold on a second. I have 2 new buttons on my sound effects. We're going to listen to them together. This is called Goblin Queen.
She sounds delightful.
Goblin Laugh. There you go.
I'm not hearing nothing. Hold on.
Yeah, I didn't hear shit either.
Yeah.
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 How dare you play funny noises without me hearing?
No, funny noises is the gimbal, but we'll go over it. We're not going to use too much game time with that. What we are going to do is we are going to stop and take a 5-minute break. 5-minute break. Please click when you are back. So no.
I just thought it was really funny.
Man, what a long bar. Goodness.
Woo! That's a full party, baby.
Let's go.
We did
Yeah.
it.
Mars and Hazel have one, so in
I
fairness,
have 2.
he gets 2.
Oh.
It's because I'm
You get
awesome.
you get as many as you have personalities. You get 2. My wife gets 7. All right, I'll be back.
Yeah, I honestly forgot Cure Wounds was a touch range. I was like, oh, okay. I was just gonna stay outside and cast Cure Wounds at first level on Kazu, but then I was like, oh wait, I can't do that.
Healing word is distance, but half as much healing.
Yeah.
I'm old, man. I've been playing Resident Evil on my son's Oculus. Shit is intense, dude. Gives me motion sickness.
Mm.
Are you talking Resident Evil 4?
Yes, exactly what I'm talking.
Pure gold. Though I haven't played the remaster because I'm just afraid that it won't hold up to my childhood memories. But
This isn't the remaster. This is the original on virtual reality. And they didn't do like a shitty port where they were just like, we're just gonna copy it over into virtual reality to be fine. They redesigned, like they designed VR in the game. It is phenomenal. The only complaint I have so far, and I've played quite a bit of it, is that there's a couple places where like you're in a fenced in like in a graveyard with one of those fancy graveyard fences. You can't shoot between the bars, which makes sense. I mean, the old style graphics, that was a solid wall back then. But no, it's the original. It's very well done. And they have like these settings where you're like partial immersion, and when you click full immersion, it keeps it like warns you about motion sickness. And I was like, I've been playing games for 30 years. I played like 20 minutes. I got motion sickness.
yeah, I've been there.
It's phenomenal. I think I paid like 40, $50 for it. Easily worth it. My sons have been playing too. And my son's like, I finished chapter 2, Dad. I'm like halfway through. I'm like, son, this game has 17 chapters. Calm your ass down. You're still in the tutorial. He's been playing for like 3 hours. You don't know nothing about these old games. Come in my house.
But that means he's probably beat one of the one of the chainsaw guys, right?
No, so I am approaching the first chainsaw guy, from what I recall. But I've been playing for like 3.5 hours. It's obviously a little slower because you're in VR, and it legitimately is 5 times as terrifying as it was in reality. Because I don't know if you've used the Oculus before, but it blacks out most of what you see, and the speakers are next to your ears. So when a zombie like comes up behind you and growls, it's in your fucking ear. Like you will, it's legitimately immersive. So like when you're moving around a village, you're like creeping around that goddamn village slowly.
I'm trying to use a potion of healing, but doesn't
Let,
seem to be wanting me to use it.
let's take a look. Um, well, I would hold off on the potion of healing for a second. Let me take a look. I thought hold off on using that because I gonna go over one or two things I think it might make using the material moot. But I'm trying to find. I thought I put potions of healing on all your character sheets.
Yep,
I don't have one.
I
Yeah, I
do.
Maybe I
didn't.
did. Oh, I have them right here. Maybe I was fixing something.
But I don't
Okay.
think I have a potion of healing. Nope, I don't.
All right. So give me a second to. Oh, there it is. Okay. Um. All right. So I'm gonna tinker with a couple things real quick. Let's just put. So you should now. Not everybody. Kazu, I wouldn't use that potion of healing yet, but you should have a potion of healing on your sheet. Okay, Nauka has one. Techno. Look, we're still missing two, so I can
Yeah.
add this over here. Do, do, do. I don't know why it does that. That's weird.
Back.
Go. You said you don't have one, Kashoot?
I do not.
Thank you for that. Message you. Traits okay with you? Or you want it? You can change it if you want. You got shit tons of experience, to be honest.
What?
I added it to your sheet, but it's under traits.
Oh, that's fine.
And I was gonna say, do you want me to change it? But then I said, you have so much experience, you can change it your goddamn self.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
And Arthanis, you are the last one to check here.
I had one, but then I used it, so no longer.
Yeah, but it's still on your sheet.
Yeah, and it's good. I'm good with it that way.
Give me 2 seconds. We're missing one person, and I am catching up.
You sure that's not the extra token?
It is. That's what I just realized. But I was in the middle of doing something, so I
Okay.
was using it as an excuse to finish. Just in case it might have been someone else. Okay. So, guys, two things of note that I need to draw to your attention. This is a new game. New players are all involved, so it is worth mentioning. There is a new ability and new rule that we are using, and we are using it for a reason. 3 party members have exhaustion. 2 of them, I'm going to remove prone, have exhaustion level 1. One of them has exhaustion level 2. At exhaustion level 2, your speed is halved in terms of combat or out of combat. So essentially, every time you get hit so hard you start bleeding to death, you are in a situation where your body's taking a hit. The trade-off of this is using a healing potion as a bonus action. It
Oh,
also is intended to institute a encouragement to use short rests, and it comes a point where you've been in enough battles, especially at level 1, that you should be reaching the point where you guys are out of spell slots and or nearing a point where your resources are extremely depleted. And so this is a point when long resting might become a viable consideration. The reason why I point that out is I want you guys to kind of be aware of the intent behind it and its effect on your party members. There may be times when you need to push through. You guys can see the exhaustion effects?
Yep. I can
Okay.
see who's got what.
I can see him
It's
on the combat tracker.
Yeah.
So, that doesn't mean you need to just stop what you're doing and take a long rest now. It probably means that it needs to be on your priority list in the near future, or be aware if you're pushing forward with your party members exhausted because you guys have been fighting multiple battles, burning skeletons and crazed villagers, and surprise attack by goblins. By the way, surprise attacks, if you guys, especially those of you who just finished level 15 characters, you guys weren't the receiving end of too many surprise attacks. If you find yourselves at the receiving end of a surprise attack, that shit sucks. You guys
They are
find
far less cautious this time around.
well, you were far less cautious to start with, to be completely honest, but you learned by jumping in a window and starting a battle with 2 party members unconscious. And that brought with it more exhaustion. So, as another player said, maybe the sneakies take a look. But just some DM tips for a new party getting to know it themselves, and we are going to jump back in right now. You guys have slain the last goblin. As I said, this area is disheveled and damaged, destroyed. It's debris everywhere. So I will let you guys look at the loot parcels if you desire and explore.
Kashoot, if you have it in you, maybe take a look around. I think we should try and find a spot just to get our wits about us and maybe take a decent break. Some of you are looking insufferable.
I'll take a look around.
Yeah. Is everybody okay now? I'm tired.
Oh, sorry, I still had advantage clicked.
That's no big deal. So, as I said, there's mostly common tools, supplies, clothing, some small weapons, short swords, nothing like a glaive or full metal armor or anything like that. That small back area is it's a covered porch, and it has a small anvil along with an unlit fire pit and some common blacksmithing tools. Not like heat metal up to shape it, but heated enough to bend it, maybe. Adjust it slightly, sharpen, things of that nature. That's what's back in there. And there's also just near the door a display case that is destroyed, but it looks like it had been used to blockade the front door. It's now knocked over, but it probably explains some of the glass being shattered from one direction or another.
All right, I'm gonna open up the display case and look inside.
There is nothing inside that draws your attention. It looks like it's been looted.
Okay. Alright, I will do just a general investigation. See if I notice anything.
So the only thing you notice is as you're looking around, you find a trap door. It's leading in the ceiling to a small attic, not a second story.
Does it have
Yeah.
like a ladder that comes down?
There's nothing. It looks like it's closed. There's nothing that comes down. But underneath it, you find a small glass vial that's been used, like a potion that was drank.
How high is the ceiling?
10 feet.
Is there like a pole or something nearby that's like 10 feet tall? Or
Yeah, there's
tall
quite a
enough
few.
to hit the ceiling?
There's quite a few. Like just
Alright.
sticks and things of that nature.
I'm gonna grab something and see if I can't like open the trap door.
Okay.
With it.
You push up, and it does kind of bend upwards and pop up.
Pop down.
Pop up, like it's a hatch that someone drops from above.
But it didn't open.
No, you would have to push it all the way up to kind of push it over the other side.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try and push it all the way up.
Okay. It's not blocked or anything. It drops with a thud.
Arthanis is the closest one to me. I look around. Arthanis, can you give me a boost up there?
I can try, yeah.
I probably should have marked it on the map, but it is right here.
Oh.
I apologize.
okay.
I put that in the wrong spot. It's right here. Sorry. That's my fault.
The case of the maneuvering trapdoor. How's it doing that?
Every time
Well,
we get
then-
closer to it, it moves.
God, is this store a mimic?
All right. Do you want me to roll like an acrobatics or something?
It's up to you. What are you going for? You're just jumping up and climbing? Are you?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna use Arthanis as like a boost to kind of lift up, but then climbing the rest of the way once
Okay.
I get a hold of it.
Duly noted.
It's acrobatics, athletics, what
neither.
you want. Okay.
Your skill and it's perfectly fine. So you hop up there and second here. Why is all of my oh my bad. That was my fault. And when you jump up, you see a bugbear hiding above you. Roll initiative.
I was gonna say take a frying pan to the face from scared townsfolk.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
Oh, hello.
God damn it.
That's
Fudge.
that's quite the looking bugbear.
Is this just Kashoot, or is this everybody?
Everyone's rolling initiative. Kashoot is the only one who is not. Kashoot's the only one in danger.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
You in
now.
danger, girl.
Don't worry. Bugbears are well known to not be problems for the party.
are you sure?
No.
It's mostly Knowles.
Everybody roll initiative. All right, here we go.
Oh, hang on.
No problem. Take your time.
Oh, here it is.
Hazel, you are surprised, so you don't get to do anything, but you can take a reaction if you want when we get down there. Estrella, same. Techno, same. Kashoot, you manage to see the bugbear as it lowers a ugly morning star, but it's pretty big to the point where it's almost a glaive, and that's all you can do. Kashoot, Kazoo. Bear in mind you have exhaustion level 2, which means your everything's automatic except your movement speed is 15. You can't do anything this round, but it's just a reminder.
Okay. He can scream.
Well, all right. So, for those of you who are not familiar with bugbears are surprisingly large, strong, and unsurprisingly large and strong, surprisingly sneaky. And it drops the hammer, or one would say the morning star, on Kashoot. She jumps off of Arthanis, sticks her hand up, pulls herself up, and catches on the top of her head a extremely aggressive overhand chop from a bugbear.
Fuck.
No.
And falls
Uh,
through
Oh shit.
the hole in the ceiling.
And falls through the hole in the ceiling with her head pulverized.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Yeah, that's gonna.
3 sessions in, already 1 character down. Great going, team. New job. That's a new record.
No.
Oh fuck, that was an instant death. Oh shit, I didn't even read that.
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Exactly enough damage to kill instantly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's first
So-
party kill we've had. Sorry, go ahead.
What the fuck?
Holy shit,
And
I'm really angry
I think
now
that just
that
means that the newcomers aren't welcome.
Damn.
I'm really angry now that I'm not able to stream this.
And the bugbear kicks the hatch closed.
Okay, question. Does anyone have any oil?
Let's
Hazel.
go. Bring your shoot. Let's go. Let's get back to the sheriff's office. Let's barricade. Let's go.
Is that swapped? Do I need to swap that?
Yep, that's swapped.
Yeah, I mean, that's
It's kind of yeah, seeing somebody die right in front of them. Yeah, it's gonna swap.
that's a personality jar if I've ever seen one. Mars. I'm gonna leave Mars yellow.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm kidding. It has controls.
Yeah. He can control himself, kind of. Okay, so that was through a trapdoor in the ceiling.
Yes. Easily locatable by Kashoot's crushed skull body.
Yep. How do I get up there, though? That's the thing.
It seems to be jumping and climbing is not working.
Mm-hmm. Fuck. I don't know. I guess he'll move over and just start firing a ray of frost right at the trap door to try and blow it open. He can't jump. He's not that good. Can't do that.
It is not blowing open.
Okay. That's his try. Trampling on Kashyyyt's body.
Hey,
I
get
don't-
off of her. Get off of her. That's just disrespectful.
Ignored.
I'll, like, make my way over and try and lift them up.
a shoot.
Yeah.
Right. Her up here.
Yeah,
One
if I
punch.
can use my 20 feet and then try and pick them up and then run back out if I can.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. She's less heavy without a head.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I ain't fucking with a bugbear. Time to leave. So, and Techno just like reaches forward, grabs Kazu, like lifts him up by the arms, and just kind of, you know how like some divers like will like just flip backwards on the edge of the boat out into the water. He just kind of does that like outside the with Kazu.
Yep, Kazu's not. He's not resisting. He's out. He's
Yeah,
out of here.
they just tumble out backwards out into the street,
Yeah.
and Techno just like carries him just like under one arm, just hauls ass down the down the road.
Yeah, as they fall back, he lets out a startled goose honk.
All right. Kazu's going.
Yep, he's
Nauka,
out.
Yeah.
what are you doing?
If Arthanis yelled to leave, Nalka will also leave.
All right. Party retreats. And that is where we will end the game this week.
Oh, Mars was gonna try to light a torch and try to light this building on fire.
That's
That was
what
why I asked if we
anticipated.
had any oil, because I was gonna like throw a fireball over my shoulder as I fled.
Yeah,
So-
Kazu has fire, but he's a bit tired right now.
Yeah.
One of the things about bugbears, they have an ability called Brute, which means if they get a D8 for a Morning Star, they get an extra damage dice. So their Morning Star is 2D8, and they also get surprise attack.
Owie.
That was
Yeah.
2D8 and 2D6. That's rough for any level, let alone level 1. But we will resume next week's game as you guys climb out the shattered window. Thank you for the links to the errors. I'm going to post those as soon as possible.
I might be a little late for next week's game. It's grad night,
Grad night, no problem.
but I'll be on when I can.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Yes.
Thanks for coming, guys. I will see you next week.
Yep, good game, guys.
Sorry
Good
for your
night.
loss,
Good
Eddie.
luck.
So sorry.
If
It's
you
honestly
haven't,
not the first time I've lost a character in Tony's game, so it's not a big deal.
if you haven't left the server, I would like everybody to give themselves had a brain inspiration for role playing, the exceptional role playing tonight. A lot of in the chat. I love, especially Eddie. Back when we first started Fantasy Rounds like 15 years ago, he really likes chat role play, and everybody else was like, no. So he's just been suffering with them.
I
Oh
have.
my god, I'm loving it.
No, it's actually been pretty good. I didn't even know you could do that kind of stuff in the last
Uh,
time.
So
This game.
text role play while people are talking instead of just sitting there, in silence listening. People can have text interactions. It gives me time. Exceptional role playing for everybody. Kazu,
Yeah.
inspiration is on the main tab of your character sheet, very top right by the it's an INSP. You just click one of those circles.
Oh, hang on. I'm on what tab?
On your
The
main tab.
Okay.
right by your token.
Oh, okay.
And you just click one of the circles, it'll put a check on there, and then it'll put a gold star on your character sheet. What that gives you is the ability to re-roll any dice. So if you have to do a saving throw and you botch it, you can basically use the inspiration as one of your piece of currency. You just re-roll the dice. You have to keep the second result, but it comes in pretty clutch sometimes.
Hey.
Estrella, you still get one even though, you blamed yourself for someone else's death.
How much guilt is Astrea gonna have by the end of this campaign?
Oh God,
She's
she's gonna be a
a nervous
fucking
wreck.
Oh god.
traumatized mess.
I Tyler is playing a character completely opposite of her last character, which is typically what I advise, and she's doing a good job because the struggle to do some of the stuff is just an awful idea to play your character is
Oh yeah.
amazingly hilarious.
Oh yeah. And it's tough too because she's very wise and intelligent, but there's just so much like naivete that she has that just she doesn't seem to get about doing things.
It's well played. So next week, guys, and you have inspiration, which will be fun. Have a good week, everybody.
Mhm.
You two guys,
Night.
good game.
Right,
Good luck.
good game.
Alrighty.
Later, y'all.
Have a good night.